Hello everyone, what is going on? My name is Raven. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about Karyn Kupcinet. Now, if you do not know who she is, she was an American actress. She was in film and TV shows. She even was the daughter of Chicago newspaper columnist and television personality Irv Kupcinet. Kupcinet? I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. I apologize. We're just going to call them Irv and Karyn. Although Karyn's biological birth name was Roberta Lynn. Okay? But we're going to call her Karyn because that's what she's known for here. So, her father's name is Irv, right? Her mother's name is Esther, or Essie is what she'd like to be known for. And Karyn was actually called Cookie during her childhood. When she was 13, she made her acting debut in the Chicago production of Anniversary Waltz and went on to attend Pine Manor College. Manor, but for a semester, eventually studying in the Actors Studio in New York City. Karyn's interest in acting was encouraged by her mother and was given access to producers through reputation of her father and his Cup's column in the Sun-Times, which Cup is one of Irv's nicknames, just to be fair. In 1961, Jerry Lewis offered Karyn a role in the film The Ladies' Man, where she appeared in a bit part as one of the dozens of young ladies in a Hollywood boarding house. In 1962, she appeared in the role of Annie Sullivan in a Laguna Beach summer theater production, The Miracle Worker. She appeared in guest roles on television, including The Donna Reed Show, The Wide Country, G.E. True, Going My Way, The Andy Griffith Show, and Death Valley Days. In addition to guest roles, Karyn had a regular role in the primetime series Mrs. G Goes to College, retitled The Gertrude Berg Show during its short run. Karyn's last on-screen appearance was on Perry Mason in the role of Penny Ames, entitled The Case of the Capering Camera. The episode aired on CBS on January 16th, 1964. Which is interesting, because that is 2 months after her death. So, on the last day of her life, Karyn had dinner with future Lost in Space cast member Mark Goddard and his wife Marcia at their house on Coldwater Canyon Drive in Beverly Hills. She was due there at 6:30, but arrived an hour late by taxi cab. The couple said Karyn only toyed with her food during the meal. Marcia told 2 officers from the LA County Sheriff's Office that during dinner with Karyn, her lips seemed numb. Her voice was funny, she moved her head at odd angles, and they noticed that her pupils were constricted. Mark Goddard told authorities that he confronted Karyn about her altered state during the meal. She began to cry, putting her arm around him. At one point during the meal, Karyn told her friends a story about a baby that had been abandoned on her doorstep earlier that day. At 8:30 p.m., taxi cab arrived to take her home. She promised to telephone the Goddards soon. Karyn had apparently gone straight home after dinner with her friends. She was visited by freelance writer Edward Stephen Rubin shortly after. The two were then joined by actor Robert Hathaway around 9:30. They told detectives that they watched TV, including the Danny Kaye show with Karyn. They all drank coffee until she fell asleep, sitting next to them on the couch. She awoke and went to her room. The men either turned the TV set off or simply lowered the volume. 3 days later, it was still playing on a low volume, so it took a while. And made sure the door was locked behind them before departing at around 11:15 p.m. Hathaway and Rubin said he returned to his place and were later joined by Karyn's boyfriend, Andrew Prime, who is also Hathaway's neighbor. The 3 young men watched television and talked until around 3 a.m. The Goddards went to Karyn's apartment on November 30th after she failed to call the couple as she promised. Mark Goddard stated that he had a funny feeling that something was wrong. Upon arriving at Karyn's apartment, the couple found her nude body lying on the couch. Mark Goddard initially assumed that she had died from a drug overdose. Upon searching Karyn's apartment, investigators from the LA County Sheriff's Office found prescriptions for desoxin, Envicil, Miltown, and other medications. The authorities also found a note written by Karyn that reflected in some detail her emotions regarding issues in her life, like her parents, self-image, problems with a boyfriend, people she admired, etc. Coroner Harold Kay concluded that due to fracture of the hyoid bone in her throat, Karyn had been strangled. Her death was officially ruled a homicide. Investigators from the LA County Sheriff's Office determined that the story of Karyn had told the Goddards about an abandoned baby on her doorstep, which she also told Andrew Prine by telephone, was false. Neither the Sheriff's Office nor the LA Police Department had received a report of a baby found abandoned anywhere in the apartment building on the day before or after her murder. So why would she say that if it wasn't true? I think that someone threatened her. I think she knew ahead of time that she wasn't going to be around much longer. I think that she was very scared. And I think that the reason why she was just talking funny and all that is because she was choked once before. That is just my thought based on the fact that she was acting weird. Her eyes are constricted. She was turning her head funny. Now, why else would you turn your head funny unless your neck hurt, right? So that's just my thought, okay? As of now, this is still an unsolved murder, okay? I'm going to tell you all this too. In 2007, Karyn's niece, actress Kari, and Washburn University professor Paul Fecteau began work on a book about her unsolved murder. So this was just in 2007. Now, I have not heard about anything in regards to it being solved or if the book had been released. Hopefully, if I find out, I can buy the book and kind of go from there. Now, an episode of True Hollywood Story, they made an episode called Death of a Dream. Karyn detailed her life and theories regarding her death. Now, there are a few theories about what actually killed her. Theory number one is a lover's quarrel with her boyfriend Andrew, that him and his friends, either him and or his friends involved, were the ones that killed her. Now, another theory is that it was an alleged connection to JFK. Now, I'm not sure why that. So here's part of why they think it was this is a theory. So let me read this. So the woman who dialed her local operator roughly 20 minutes before the shooting of the president in Dallas stated that he was going to be shot. They alleged that, quote-unquote, Karyn Kupcinet was attempting to warn someone of an impending assassination. Jones claimed that she was told of the imminent assassination by her father, Irv, who allegedly had been given advance notice by Jack Ruby, the Dallas nightclub owner who fatally shot JFK's assassin, Lee Harvey Oswald. Jones speculated that Irv may have met Ruby in Chicago in the 40s. So that's kind of why they think it was in connection with the two. But that would also mean that Lee Harvey Oswald would have had to go from killing JFK to killing Karyn. To me, it just doesn't make sense. And I think it was a lover's quarrel, or, or someone forced themselves on her in one way or another. And maybe it could have been a crazed fan. I mean, it could have been anyone. Let me know what you guys think of this story in the comment section down below. This one is very interesting because, like I said, it has never been solved. Her parents are gone. She's been gone. I'm pretty sure her boyfriend at the time might be gone. So, she was only 22 years old when she died. That is a very long time ago. She was too young. And she was a very pretty girl from the photos I've seen. She's a very pretty girl. Anyway, I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.